Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I bet you like Friendly Funkin'. I also bet you like drawing. So, how about I teach you how to draw in the FNF style, or better put, PhantomArcade style. Let's not waste any time because it's a lot to study, so get out your sketchbooks and notepads. It's gonna be a wild ride. Alright, there's a few easy things you need to keep in mind when you're trying to draw like PhantomArcade. First thing, take a look at this panel from the Neon Droid comic. There's a few things you can gather from it. First, it's really simple. Well, I mean, like, it has detail, with the facial expressions being really exaggerated, but it doesn't really care about your old art rules. I mean, look at this face, and these arms. This isn't normally something you do. You can also see the detail in the posing of everyone. It's really exaggerated as well. Basically, the art puts most of the detail and emotion into exaggerating the poses and faces of everyone, and not much else. It gives you that detail of knowing what everyone is thinking and feeling and doing without having to use so many lines and colors. Speaking of colors, our second point is coloring. This one is pretty fast to go through, so let's do it. It isn't used much, but if something is colored, it's typically using hard shading and not blending, as you can see with examples of almost all the original FNF sprites. Other ways the style uses coloring of some sort is shading. This is only in PhantomArcade's doodles. Just shades of gray or hatching. The last point I have is anatomy. This style has a very unique way of making the skeleton for characters. Take a look at some classic PhantomArcade FNF designs. Notice how messed up their skeletons are. Mommy's right arm looks like she fell off of one of her limos, cause nobody's arm is that pointy naturally. Also, look at Boyfriend here. His hands are larger than his faces, and they're just as big as his feet, and those massive feet are connected to teeny tiny little legs. So keep in mind how exaggerated PhantomArcade's own characters are. The only exception to this rule for the skeletons is when you're drawing any character intended to be in another art style, like anime. Senpai is a good way to show this off. Here are early drawings of Senpai that PhantomArcade made. Look how they stay very similar to human and anime-esque proportions. Obviously, PhantomArcade drew him and created him, but he's stylized like a generic anime boy because that's how he's supposed to be, a generic guy from a dating sim. Okay, that's it. So, in summary, FNF art style is very exaggerated and the emotions are put into poses and facial expressions. Everything is typically shaded or hatched in doodles unless it's colored. In that case, it uses hard coloring and outlining to shade. The bodies are unlike normal art rules, they're very pointy and stylized. Now, it's time for you to put all of this learning to work. Let's draw Boyfriend together. Okay, so we're gonna start off by showing off how to draw. It's like step by step. First thing I want to do is I'm just gonna, just for my sake, because I'm drawing with a mouse, so I am very horrible at drawing with a mouse, so I'm gonna use that as a guide. So most of this is just muscle memory, like drawing like heads and stuff in the FNF art style, PhantomArcade art style, whatever you want to call it. Most of it is just muscle memory for everything. Crap. Okay, I dented the head a little bit. We don't want our characters to have brain damage. So we're gonna. So this is typically what one of the heads looks like. That little part pokes out and kind of starts where a circle would typically start to be flat on the side. So this is our head. I'm gonna just... Alright, so that's how you do the head. Now we're gonna go into Boyfriend's hair. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with a little curve here. This is like a banana shape. Hair is gonna be big and poof out. Big annoying hair. And come in about halfway to here. come down again. Swoop it back into the head, like that. And for the face, we're gonna come up a little bit. We're gonna draw a line coming out and draw his first little hair part. Whenever I draw a boyfriend's hair part, I typically don't have a guideline for it. I just kind of wing it on how I'm feeling that day. So that's the beginning to his hair. We're gonna draw the rest of it. So we're gonna come to the side like this, down, and carve out a piece of hair. Next piece. We're gonna leave space for his ear there. Okay. His hat will be here. So there's boyfriend's hair. Now I'm just gonna okay, next boyfriend's hat. So we're gonna try to line it up with where his head would be. So if this is coming out, it's gonna start here. Wait, I've got okay, it's gonna start like right here. So if it's square, it's gonna curve out and be right here. Because this is already pretty big enough hat, we're just gonna about halfway point with the head. This. See where the hat is. Yippee! Wowzers! And wait, we don't want to forget the Billows hat. Or whatever you call it. Wowzers! We got ourselves. Wait, I'll call it then. We got ourselves a boyfriend head. Yippee! I'm gonna come in here with an eraser. I'm just gonna clean up some of the parts where, you know, it's not supposed to be. So, yeah. Go time lapse it. Okay, probably didn't really need a time lapse for it, but. Alright, so we'll do a body next. So, my rule of thumb is that you come right in between this endpoint of that, the beginning of the hair and the beginning of the head here. We're gonna draw the body there. We're gonna start, sure, somewhere in here. We'll come down just a little bit. Make him a big old chubby boy. Yeah. Make that a little bit longer. All right, and then his shirt is kind of swoopy, so we're gonna come down with a line, curve. Wait, I kind of want to make it even, so curve down, curve up, curve back down again, like that. This is where his pocket's gonna be, right here. I'm gonna should erase that time. Okay, so his arm on this side is kind of unusual. The way I do it is I draw a 3. So we're gonna start by putting his shoulder here. This is where this 3 will start. It's gonna curve in, come out, and then up. So that's a big old 3. That's a big old 3. And then his arm is kind of curved. It's kind of broken, you know? We're gonna do that. And then the pocket here is kind of triangle-y, so we're gonna keep that in line with where the shirt would be for the pants. Draw a line coming out. Make a big old hand in his pockets like this. And the pocket goes in front of his shoe's tongue. So now we're going to give him baggy pants coming out like that. And this is where we're gonna start the shoes. Shoes for this style, you kind of just do some extra homework. It's kind of hard to explain. You just kind of have to practice enough and notice how it works. Most of it is really boxy. So we're gonna start off with putting tongue here and the beginning of the tongue here. And I'll add the extra bits of the shoe. I don't really know what the actual name for it is. It's there, and then since this is a side angle, we're gonna draw coming up like that. This is, you see, that's where his foot lays, and that's where his toes curl up a little bit. Gonna come down, just like with the heel of your foot, and curve up a little bit to make that pattern, and boom. Okay, wait, crap. This is way too small compared to the rest of his body. I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. Oopsies, okay. Alright, there's that shoe. Now we're gonna do the front side. I want you to imagine... Alright, here, let me sketch this out. Imagine there's an imaginary stop sign right here. It's a really squished stop sign, though. That's basically how you draw his shoe. We're gonna give it these pits that come out, which I don't know the name of. And then since this foot is kind of just gonna curve down right here. Front of the foot. Come up and to the right. There, we have one of his shoes. It's a little bit wonky, but we're not trying to make an actual sprite here. We're just doing a demo. And a little rubbery bottom part for the style, it kind of sticks out. So we're gonna make it come down. So this gives it height. And then you'll start following the outline of the bottom of the shoe. Try to keep the same amount of space. About right here. There. Now we got our boy's shoe. I'm gonna... Okay. That is... Okay, wait, forgot. Alright, for the legs here, we give him... Wait, we're gonna give him a little crotch line. And bags of his pants. That's just gonna fill in the bottom here. There. So you can imagine how baggy his pants is right here. You can imagine it. Alright, so we're going to be drawing a big old hand out here now. Alright? I'm going to draw that just separate, just so I can teach you how to draw it here. For his fists, I follow this little idea. So, here's a little diamond. Imagine that the other half is here, because, you know, we're going to draw the rest of his hand. Draw a diamond shape, and you draw like a round... like tear shape. Imagine the tears there. And you just kind of draw a flat parenthesis right here. That's where we're going to start. We're going to come up, down. This we're going to just make these finger bits wider, like that. This part is right there. That's where the rest of his finger goes. And we'll just connect the sides. There, we got a fist. For his thumb, imagine it like that. Thumbs for this style have a kind of curved indent where your fingernail is, like how your like look at your thumb right now. Your thumb curves down really exaggeratedly and then back up. So we're gonna do the same for the thumb here. There. Okay. We're gonna take our hand, give it to good old boyfriend here. I'm gonna guesstimate where it goes. There. And we're gonna give him... The way I draw this little sleeve right here, I imagine it as a bell. Imagine it like a little Taco Bell. Okay. Wow, Taco Bell. Ding ding, Taco Bell. Alright, so here. This is what sleeves look like. there's our sleeve. For the arm, we're gonna try to show as little of it as we can. Make it still look good. There. You want to make it go into the sleeve a little bit and erase the part of the sleeve so it looks like his arm is, you know, inside of the shirt. And then we're going to give him a microphone. There's the handle. Imagine it coming up. Give it a handle, or whatever this part is called. I don't know. Get a little bigger. You want it to kind of go over the fist. How you draw the microphone is really up to your own style, but I always draw them really massively. Like, I just like to make microphones really annoyingly huge. Yeah, for the sketch, we're just gonna do a little, there. Imagine the rest of the microphone being there. Okay. There's our boyfriend. Yippee. Wowzers. We're gonna shrink his little, big old bulbous head. You just gotta get used to drawing the proportions and all that biz. But once you get used to it, it's really just a point of, like I said, muscle memory. There's our boyfriend. Wowzers, yippee, wahoo. There's his little shirt logo. Yay, boyfriend. Alright, there's our boyfriend demo. You can draw whatever you want on his shoes, by the way. I typically just draw big old laces, and I give him these like little white tips to his shoes. Because I just like that style. I just think it looks cool. If you want to draw like the original, imagine it like a... Just imagine a box laying across this. 1, 2, 3. Curve around. 1, 3. It's like a piece of tape laying on. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna make that come out more. 1, 2. There. That's kind of what I would. It's kind of what you do. Alright, there's boyfriend. Hello, welcome back everybody. I hope that tutorial was very helpful for you, and I'm gonna end the video here because that was a little bit longer than I expected it to be. But I hope that made things easier for you to understand, and follow the guidelines I said earlier, and just have fun with it. His style isn't very hard to understand once you get used to drawing it, so just open up your sketchbook and spend a while drawing. Just go crazy with it. Remember, have fun, and make sure you subscribe. Toodles! Seriously, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye-bye.